Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm happy to be here today. Here we are in the middle of another really, really good week, and I hope yours has been so. And if it hasn't been, well, I hope it will be soon. So today I'd like to read from the 39th Psalm, beginning with verse 4 and going through verse 7. Psalm 39, verses 4 to 7. Here's what we read. Lord, remind me how brief my time on earth will be. Remind me that my days are numbered, how fleeting my life is. You have made my life no longer than the width of my hand. My entire lifetime is just a moment to you. At best, each of us is but a breath. We are merely moving shadows, and all our busy rushing ends in nothing. We heap up wealth, not knowing who will spend it. And so, Lord, where do I put my hope? My only hope is in you. The psalmist starts out by saying, Lord, remind me how brief my time on this earth is. Well, for some of you who are younger, seems like, boy, life is really going by slowly. And when you're younger, you think, I wonder what life will be like when I'm 10 years older or 20 years older. And then you get older. And then you say, boy, my life was really different back 20 years ago. And then you think, I wonder how much time I have left. Well, none of us knows how much time we have left. Even if we do everything right, there's no telling that somebody is going to run through a red light and bang straight into us and kill us. I hope that's not a pessimistic thought. It's just reality. Every time I get in a car to go somewhere on a trip, I assume I'll be back home and I make my plans accordingly, but I don't really know that. And I've known people who got sick with almost no notice. I was talking to a friend the other day. He was on a boat trip on the Danube in, I guess, Germany area. He's a physician, retired, enjoying life, traveling like he always wanted to. And I talked to him, this was 6 months or so after the fact, and I said, boy, you sound like you're awfully tired. Have you been sick? And he said, yeah, we were on this trip, and I was getting out of the shower, and I had a stroke. And they had to rush me to a hospital at the next stop. And then they had to emergency evacuate me back home. And he said, I finished therapy, and I'm finally able to read scripture at the church again and try to sing in the choir. He said, but it's been a long road. Now, I'm positive when he and his wife left this country, they never, ever thought something like that could happen. But it did. It says, my life is fleeting. It's, what's the right words here? It's brief. It's numbered. We have no idea how long we're going to be here. So it goes on to say, at best, each of us are but a breath. That's not very long. But yet, there's something special about all this. Because the psalmist says, we are merely moving shadows. And we end up busy rushing to nothing. And then comes this really, really neat phrase. We heap up wealth, not knowing who will spend it. So many people worry to death about what's going to happen to their money and their things when they're dead. And if you think about it, that's kind of silly, because when you're dead, you're dead. You're not going to know about that. You're not even going to consider it. It's not an issue. But so many people spend so much time gathering up stuff, storing away stuff, piling on, piling on, piling on, and never knowing what's going to happen to it. And so the psalmist says, in the midst of this kind of environment, he says, and so where is my hope? What is there left to hope in? And the scripture says, Lord, where do I put my hope? My only hope is in you. Nothing will take care of us for the rest of our eternal lives except God. Now, there are medical advances and things to keep your mind busy and your body busy. There are exercise equipments and things like that to try to keep you healthy. But even still, you don't live very long compared to life. And if you're not sure that, go visit a cemetery sometime. Each one of those headstones represents a person's whole life. And it's reduced to a birth date and a death date and maybe a phrase or two underneath of it. But yet, when God looks at us, he sees much, much more than that. He sees us as a repository of goodness and grace if we'll just share it with others. That in the midst of feeling like life is wasted, God is the one who brings hope. God is the one who said, hey, give me a high five. We did something right this time. You made a difference in someone's life. And when we acknowledge that the only hope we have is in God, is the first step to putting our hand in his hand and walking together through the days that he gives us here. I hope you've done that. I hope you will redo it every day. And I hope that in the midst of your rushing around, in your midst of, of bringing up wealth, in your midst of realizing how short of a time you really do have, in the midst of all of that, you will be able to say the same thing that the psalmist has said. My hope is in you, Lord. It'll make a difference. It will change your life. Trust me and try it. Let's see what happens. Well, thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another piece of wisdom from the Psalms. And I wish you a really, really great day. If you have a need or a concern that we can help with, please call us. And we'll do everything we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. God bless you. I'll talk to you again.